There's only one, and that is Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? So Adam alayhi salatu wasalam will hear all of this. His children are coming to him, all his children. Right? A father of humanity is going to reject us. He says, no. Idhabu ila ghayri. He'll tell them, no. Don't you see what Adam alayhi salam, verily my Lord is angry, to an extent which he has never ever been angry before, nor would he be angry afterward. Adam alayhi salatu is telling you, on the day of Qiyamah, the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have reached a level which would have never been reached before. A point is being put across here. The wrath of Allah, who can cool that wrath of Allah? Combine all the wrath and anger of Allah from the day of creation till the last day, doesn't compare to this event. Right? So Adam alayhi salam is testifying to this fact. Then he says that he forbade me to go near the tree, and I disobeyed him. I am concerned with my own self. Idhabu ila ghayri. Go to somebody else. You see, on that day, Anbiya alayhi salam do not commit sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ma'asum anil khata. Right? This is the aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They are ma'asum anil khata. They are innocent of any type of guna. They may have an error in judgment. Right? But an error in judgment, purely to give you an earthly example for the woman in particular, right? If you chose a blue scarf today with your black abaya, and someone chose a pink scarf with a black abaya, right? And one of it was an error in judgment. Why? It didn't match. That's not a sin, is it? I'm clarifying this matter as a simple point there, because lots of people tell you, no, Adam alayhi salam committed a sin.
Well, Allah said he committed a lesson.
Yeah. It was a lesson, it was the will of Allah, and what you would call ijtihadi, the term for this ijtihadi ghalati. Ijtihad means that, you know what, you applied yourself, right, and you had two options open to you, and you took one option, but that option wasn't the correct option. But that doesn't fall into the category of sin. But because Anbiya alayhimus salatu wasalam, hasanatul abrar sayyiatul muqarrabin, like the good deeds of the pious people, right? The people brought close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for them that is a sin. So for you and me, right, if we do something good, hey, mashallah, I did something good. Right? Or I didn't backbite him. But you thought ill about him. But you didn't articulate it. For me, I did something good, I didn't backbite about him. For the wali and for the nabi, the fact that he even thought a negative thought about that person is a guna. You and I think it, but don't say it. Virtue. For Anbiya, thinking it also is a sin. That's what he's meant. So Adam alayhi salam is looking at it from his lofty perspective. That as a Nabi, I committed an error, so to speak, in judgment, ijtihad. Right? So he said, no, I disobeyed my Lord. But that's not for us to create that. Oh, Adam alayhi salam disobeyed. Astaghfirullah. Where are we and where's Adam alayhi salam? And I've heard so many of these so-called scholars make this rash statement to say, well, what are you people up to? And it's not aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah. It is not the aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnah to have that opinion about Anbiya alayhi salam, not at all. Okay? Right. Then he said, go to Nuh. Then they would come to Nuh, and someone else would say, go to Nuh. Then would come to Nuh, and Nuh would say, oh, thou art the first of the messengers sent on the earth after Adam. And Allah named thee as a grateful, innahu kana abdan shakura, right? Grateful servant. Intercede for us with thy Lord. Don't you see in what trouble we are? Don't you see what misfortune has overtaken us? He would say, verily my Lord is angry today as he has never been angry before, and he would never be angry afterwards. There has been emanated a curse from which I curse my people. I am concerned only myself. Rabbi la tadhar ala al-ardi min al-kafirin dayyara. Nuh alayhi salam made that dua. He said, Ya Allah, don't leave the earth, with any of these people who have committed kufr against you. For Nuh alayhi salam, that curse that he evoked for his people because they were mushriks and were not believing in Allah, he regarded as a sin because of his lofty status. He said, no. Because of that, I'm embarrassed to come before my Lord, because my Lord is in such a state of wrath today that he has never been before. Can you see a pattern emerging? Every Nabi is going to look at the smallest, minutest, inverted commas, wrong, that he sees as wrong. And he said, no. I'm not worthy of shafa'ah. Let him who has not sinned cast the first stone. Here, it won't be the other way around. Let him cast the first intercession. Pay careful attention to this. Okay? I'm concerned with only myself, I'm concerned only with myself. Nafsi, nafsi. Before intercession, before the Holy Prophet ﷺ is granted the power of intercession first, even Anbiya who know full well that they will be granted intercession by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will still be concerned about themselves, because they know that their intercession is dependent on the intercession of Rasulullah. So up until that moment, although they are aware of what is going to be happening next, they will be in a state of concern about themselves that Allah is angrier than any other time before, right? There is a possibility that I could be held accountable. So even a Nabi, knowing full well that he's going to intercede later on, will say, Baba, until that event don't take place there, I still got to be cautious. Do you understand? Okay. Then he said, then they would go to Ibrahim alayhi salam and say, Thou the apostle of Allah and his friend amongst the inhabitants of the earth, intercede for us with the Lord. Don't you see in which trouble we are? Don't you see what misfortune has overtaken us? Ibrahim would say to him, Verily my Lord is today angry, has never been angry before, and will never be angry afterwards. And Ibrahim would mention his lies. He said that this is my sister. Right? Wasn't it Mullah? He was trying to save Bibi Sarah. But can you see the Anbiya alayhi salam thinking? Right? Something that you and I won't, it's not a sin. But for Anbiya alayhi salam, because they have such degree of scrupulousness in terms of their ibadah, right? They will regard that as a sin. No, I can't intercede because I've got that one, not even a dot, against my name. No, don't come to me, right? He says, and Ibrahim would mention, and he said, I'm concerned with myself, I'm only concerned with myself. You better go to someone else, go to Musa. Then they will go to Musa alayhi salam and say, Musa alayhi salam, thou art Allah's messenger. Allah bless you, messengership and his conversation amongst people. Intercede with us with thy Lord. Don't you see what trouble we are? Don't you see what misfortune has overtaken us? Musa alayhi salam would say to him, Verily my Lord is angry, has never been angry before, and never be angry afterwards. I in fact killed a person whom I had not been ordered to kill. I am concerned with myself, I am concerned with myself. Quran speaks about this, right? من شيعتي وهذا من عدوي فاستغاثه الذي من شيعتي من عدوي فأخذ من عمل قال هذا من عمل الشيطان. Musa alayhi salam killed that person who thought that he was a person from his tribe. He defended the person from his tribe, not realizing that the person from his tribe was actually in the wrong, and by virtue of one punch the man died, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive Allah forgave him for that, because it was it was what do you call it, misdemeanor, what do you call it, I don't know what they call it. So something they call it in English. There's a nice term. Culpable homicide, I think it is.
Mistake.
Huh?
Mistaken identity.
Yeah, possibly. Whatever it is. But Musa alayhi salam will remember this. Now, I'm putting a point across to you. When you read this hadith, what is your general tendency to do? If anyone is reading this hadith, what would you do? Okay, let's skip the part now, because you're going to say, we're repeating the same thing. You're going to Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam is giving the same dialogue. Adam alayhi salam gave the same dialogue. Ibrahim alayhi salam gave the same dialogue. Nuh alayhi salam gave the same dialogue. Ibrahim gave the same dialogue. Musa alayhi salam gave the same dialogue. Why? Yeah, one. Second thing is that understand that there is no escaping and there's no quick fix to this. Every Nabi is going to tell you the same thing, and every one of them is going to make you go from door to door, from door to door, from door to door. All of humanity, all together. Right? Some people, I remember when you should do these lessons, right? Some people say, like, okay, let's skip the part, no, we heard them. I said, oh, hold on. Read the hadith fully, because the Prophet of Allah is giving you the description in detail, so that if you're getting tired just listening to it all the time, then what are you going to do in the Qiyamah? You're going to get rejected. Can you take the degree of rejection? 124,000 Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam. 124,000 Anbiya. These will be the main ones that will obviously be sought for intercession. But I mean, all of humanity is going through all that process. Or do you take a couple of minutes? All Adam alayhi salam is here, Nuh alayhi salam. Go to one, no, go to the next one. What do you do? Like you're going to tell her one, tell her two, tell her three, tell her four.
And you will find in between Arafat and Sham.
One question. All of humanity. Because they're all coming there as a group. Right? So, Ya Nabi Allah, Ya Habibullah, that time they will know who Adam alayhi salam is. They won't know all the qualities of Adam alayhi salam. Because Prophet of Allah is telling you here, you are the Safiyullah, Allah breathed into you of His Spirit, Allah created you, khalaqatu biyadayhi. So they know all of this. But in spite of knowing all of this, they are still compelled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to still go. They still know that is Adam, they still know that is Nuh. They know all the qualities of them, they are enumerating the qualities. But they're not going to the Prophet first. Yeah. Can you see the subtle point there? They know all the qualities, they know this is Nuh, they know this is Ibrahim, they know each one has a ranking in the sight of Allah. They know all the qualities and they're mentioning the qualities. And every Nabi is rejecting them. But they're not skipping, okay, I know, come on, let's go, man. We know that, right there, let's go there. No. Go to each one, okay? Then they will say, I'm concerned with myself. Then you better go to Isa alayhi salam. Then they will come to Isa alayhi salam and say, O Isa, thou art the messenger of Allah, and thou converse with people in the cradle. Thou art His word, kalimatullah, which He sent down upon Mary, and thou art the Spirit from Him. So intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see what trouble in which we are? Don't you see the misfortune that has overtaken us? Jesus alayhi salam will say, verily my Lord is angry today as He never has been angry before. No ever being angry afterwards. He mentioned no sin of His. He simply said, I am concerned with myself, I am concerned with myself. You better go to someone else, better go to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then they would come to me and say, Oh Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, thou art the messenger of Allah and the last of the apostles. Allah has pardoned thee all thy private, previous and later sins. إِنَّا فَتَحْنَا لَكَ فَتْحًا مُبِينًا لِيَغْفِرَ لَكَ اللَّهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. Right? Now this is very interesting. I will do the tafsir one of the days of Surah Fatah. Because people give, the Prophet committed sin, Allah forgave you all. About where do our people get up with this shallow, lacking scholarship in terms of, it's simple. They don't read. They read one tafsir, that's it, and they come up with ridiculous opinions. Anyway, right? So the Prophet ﷺ said, thou art the messenger of Allah and the last of the apostles. Allah has pardoned thee all thy previous and later sins. Intercede for us with thy Lord. Don't you see in which trouble we are in? Don't you see what misfortune has overtaken us? I shall then set off and come below the throne and fall down prostrate before my Lord. Then Allah will reveal to me and inspire me with some of His praises and glorifications which He had not revealed to anyone before me. So the Prophet ﷺ, in one hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, when all of humanity comes to him, billions, by that time Anbiya would have joined them as well. Right? Billions in the number, the Prophet ﷺ said, Ana laha, I am for this. I am for this moment. Right? Right? Then the Prophet ﷺ will fall down beneath the arsh of Allah, fall down before Allah, and Allah will reveal to him and inspire him tasbih, takbir, tahmeed, tahleel, the ways of praising and glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which Allah will reveal to the Prophet ﷺ at that time. Now how is this for the judge being biased? The judge says, I need the right lawyer, right? And I'll give him all the evidence in support of the woman. And how is that there? I'll show him how to win the case. I'm showing you actually to win the case. Come there before my arsh. I want you to prostrate. And I'm going to inspire you the words in which to praise me, which is going to please me. Why? I want everyone to know that I inspire the words to you, but I want to hear it from you. That's what I want. Allah. I want to hear it from you. I know these are my words of praise. I know this is my glory. But قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. You say, O Prophet of Allah, Allah is the only one. Allah is the absolute. Why? Qul keh ke apni baat bhi muh se tere suni. The Shaykh said, Ya Rasulullah, Allah by saying Qul heard His own talk from your tongue. Ye itni guftagu teri Allah ko pasand. This is how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves to hear you. Now imagine, Allah could have said, Huwa Allahu ahad, shahid Allahu annahu la ilaha illahu. Surah Ikhlas is the greatest surah of Tawheed. But how does he start off? Listen to my words. La Sharik, the one who has no partner, has asked other than him, has asked Ghayrullah, other than him, to declare his oneness. From an Aqidah point of view, I hope you understood that. Right? Allah is one and He's the only one. And there's no partners unto Allah. But in proclaiming His oneness, He used creation. And He used Muhammad Rasul. He said, you say. Huwallahu ahad. Qul, you say, Huwallahu ahad. I want to hear it from your mouth. I want everyone to hear the Tawheed from your tongue, O Prophet of Allah. So on the day of Qiyamah as well, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will intercede on behalf of the Ummah, and he will praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that he had never been praised before. Okay? Right? Then he will say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, Ya Muhammad, irfa' ra'sak. Allah will respond, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lift your head from sajda. Lift your head up. Right? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, right, Qul, sal, tu'ta. Ask and you'll be given. Ishfa' to shaffa'. I'm narrating the hadith to you from memory, Allah forgive if I'm wrong, right? Ishfa' to shaffa'. Say, one narration says, say and you will be heard. Sal, ask and you will be granted. Right? And intercede and your intercession will be accepted. That's the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right? Then will be accepted, and I would then raise my head and say, oh my Lord, my people, Rabbi, ummati, ummati. You know the Holy Quran says, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. Right? The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was one day in Salah, right? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was making dua on behalf of his ummah, and he read the verse of Sayyiduna Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, Ya Allah, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam said about his ummah, in tu'adhibuhum fa innahum ibaduk, wa in taghfir lahum fa innaka antal azizul hakim. Right? He said, Ya Allah, that Isa alayhi salatu said, Ya Allah, if you wish to punish your servants, they are your servants. Wa in taghfir lahum, and if you wish to forgive them, you are azizul hakim. Right? And Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam also said the very same thing. Right? فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي فَإِنَّهُ مِنِّي وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Those who فَمَنْ تَبِعَنِي, those who follow me, they are from me. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي, and those people who disobey me and who move away from me, فَإِنَّكَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, then you are most forgiving them. I can't do anything about those people who are not there. The Prophet of Allah, right, was depressed about this. Right? He said, Ya Allah, I can't say this for my ummah. I can't say this. He said, Ummati, Ummati, and he began to cry. When he was in this condition that he cried so much that he said, you know what, if this is the condition of Isa alayhi salam, that he said, Ya Allah, if you wish to punish them, they are your servants, I can't do anything about it. And Ibrahim alayhi salam, who's the bosom friend of Allah, he said, Ya Allah, those who follow me are of me, and those who disobey me, then you know what, you are asani fa'innaka ghafurun, then you are most forgiving. The Prophet of Allah said, no, I'm not happy with that. He said, Rabbi Ummati, Ummati, and he began to weep. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down Jibreel, and he said, oh Jibreel, ask my Prophet what pains him. Not that Allah doesn't know. So Jibreel Amin asked, and the Prophet said, this is what Allah says in the Holy Quran. Isa alayhi salam said this. I'm giving this of the hadith, okay? And Ibrahim alayhi salam did, and he began to cry against Rabbi Ummati, Ummati. Then the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Jibreel went back, right? And he said, Allah, this is the situation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, go and tell Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Inna Allah sayu'tika wa la ya'asuk. Or kama qala alayhi salatu wasalam, that verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you what you want, and He will never forsake you. And the verse of the Quran was repeated, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. And your Lord will continue granting you until you are pleased. On the day of Qiyamah, when the Prophet of Allah is making intercession, Allah said, I forgive. And Allah said, are you happy, O Muhammad? Carry on, forgive, intercede, carry on. Until the Prophet of Allah said, I'm happy. Then I said, alright, okay, fine. Boy, if there's someone that the whole of humanity needs on this occasion, it's none other than the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you know the best part is, the modernist, the progressive Muslim rejects the whole concept of shafa'ah. Be very careful in this day and age. Be very careful. Okay? Oh my Lord, my people, my people. The Prophet ﷺ said, it will be said, Oh Muhammad, bring in by thy right gate of paradise those of your people who have no account to render. They would share with the people some other door besides this door. The Holy Prophet ﷺ then said, by him in whose hand is the life of Muhammad, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ يَدِهِ, verily the distance between the two door leaves of the paradise is as great between Makkah and Hajar or between Makkah and Basra. So if you want to know how you're going to get empty into the one door for the Ummah is between Makkah and Basra, which is, Makkah and Basra is about 2,000 3,000 Ks in distance. The Prophet of Allah is being told by Allah, enter your ummah through this door, from the right door of paradise, the size of which is between Makkah and Basra. You figure out people standing in lines, one next to each other and in rows, one behind the other. How many people can enter from there? This is only one hadith. This is only one hadith of Shafa'ah. I'm going to narrate, that's a different topic. So we'll go through Mizan first, the account, being held to account. And then I will discuss intercession, not in major detail because, that's like a subject on its own, but I will discuss intercession, who will intercede, how intercession will take place, right, the various degrees and various levels of intercession, etc., as we go on. I just want to see this one hadith, which I want to just narrate to you if I find it quickly. I hope I can find it. Okay. On the day of Qiyamah, this in Jami' at-Tirmidhi, and it's also in the hadith of Imam Muslim as well. He says, Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala says, and we conclude with this, Allah will gather mankind on the day of resurrection on a single plane. Then the Lord of the worlds will come to them and say, let every person follow what they used to worship. What's going to happen? You're going to be differentiated on the day of Qiyamah. Right? So the worship of the cross, his cross shall be symbolized to him, and to the worship of images, his images, and to the worship of fire, his fire. Then they will follow what they used to worship, and the Muslims will remain. Then the lords of the worlds will come to them and say, do you not follow the people? So they will say, we seek refuge in Allah from you, we seek refuge in Allah from you. Allah is our Lord, and we shall remain here until we see our Lord. And he orders them and makes them firm. They said, and you